G'day, welcome back to DC Extra. My name is Chris, and today we have a second official look at lanterns. Let's not waste any time and get straight into this teaser.
This ring, it's the greatest weapon in the universe. When and if to use it, that's the whole ball game, Junior.
Did you just use that ring to counterfeit money?
No.
We open in a pub with Kyle Chandler as Hal Jordan and Aaron Pierre as John Stewart, sitting front and center at the bar, having a discussion. Hal says that the ring is the most powerful weapon in the universe, and while I don't disagree with that, the way in which the audio plays here sounds like it might not be from the same clip, and I believe he might be talking about something else, or at the very least saying it in a different moment, and the two were just spliced together. We get a close-up shot of the ring, able to see the textures of it in great detail. This shot would go incredibly hard as a wallpaper as well. Cutting to another scene, we see Hal protect a town from a group of lasers raining down Hal from above. Presumably coming from a ship, or maybe from the red colour, it could be the Red Lanterns. My money is on the ship though. Hal's construct seems to easily defend against the lasers, and just a note on the construct, it looks as though they are keeping the design consistent to those we saw in Superman last year. Hal tells John that he has to be careful when he uses the ring, only using it for the right reasons. But the right reasons are quite flexible, as we can see him create a dollar note, which John calls him out on.
Tell me how you got it. The ring.
You know how I got it. I sure as hell didn't interview for it.
Oh, well, shit, maybe you should have. Power like that, shouldn't you have to work for it?
I've been doing this since you were a baby. And the only way you're gonna get this ring is over my dead fucking body.
I think he likes me.
John asks how Hal first got the ring. He doesn't actually answer in this trailer, as John apparently already knows. Whether Hal explained it to him or whether, as we see later, he saw it on TV is unknown for now. All we know for now is that he didn't interview for it, setting up John's take for it in the next shot. For now though, we see how well Hal uses the ring, able to create a protective construct around himself at moment's notice, as guns begin firing at him. This shows that he has quite a bit of experience with it, indicating he has been using it for quite some time now. John says that Hal should have been interviewed for the ring, believing he should have earned the right to wield its power. John boxes a punching bag, potentially part of his training and his history in the military. We do see John and his family as children. They watch TV in their living room, which ties into a shot we see later on. For now, I just want to point out that in the comics, he doesn't actually have a brother, as he appears to have here, unless this is some sort of friend visiting, but judging by the lighting, it looks to be late at night, when presumably only his family would be at home. Hal says that he has been a Green Lantern since John was a baby, which again ties into this living room scene a bit. For now, I will focus on how he says John will only get the ring over his dead body, confirming what I've already suspected, that they will have to share the one ring instead of having one each. At least in the beginning, because I do hope they both end up getting a ring and being Green Lanterns moving forward in the DCU.
Everybody is lying to us.
We're not leaving here till we find out what they're hiding. Danger is part of the job. You need to be fearless.
How are you chosen for this?
It's only one question. Are you afraid? You afraid?
Are you afraid? Are you afraid? Are you afraid? Are you afraid?
I was raised fearless, and I'll do this better than he's ever done it before.
Then go and get it, John Stewart.
Hal flies away from their conversation, and the trailer makes it look like this next shot is him flying, but based on where the streak is going, I don't think the two scenes are related. In fact, I think that this might be a ship as opposed to a person, as it looks a little bit too big to be encasing a person. Hal lands in front of a moving car in the middle of the road to confront Sheriff Kerry, an original character to this series, played by Callie MacDonald. The two of them enter some sizable estate. Based on the M on the front fence, this would belong to the Macon family. Once again, these are original characters to the show, so we don't know what role they're going to be playing, but I think it will tie into the voiceover from John saying that they can't trust anyone. Hal says that the most dangerous part of their job is the need to be fearless. This ties into Sinestro and his ability to channel fear, similarly to how the Green Lanterns channel willpower. These two forces are direct opposites of one another, one represented by the green and the other by yellow. In fact, in some iterations of Green Lantern, this color theory extends so much that Green Lanterns are weak to any yellow object. Going even further back, they are weak to wood, but that's kind of besides the point. Sinestro is actually confirmed to appear in this series, played by Ulrich Thompson. I think we even get a glimpse of him a bit later on. This scene of John walking down the street without shoes ties into a scene from the last teaser that I think will be part of a sequence where John first encounters the Green Lantern ring and is still figuring out how to use it. We come back to the living room scene, this time focusing on the TV set, with John and his family watching Hal on TV being interviewed. Once again, he mentions fearlessness being a core trait of a Green Lantern, but the most exciting part for me here is that this confirms Hal has been active for quite a number of years. We can actually work it out roughly. Based on an interview with Lantern showrunner Chris Mundy, we learn that the series will take place across two different points in time. One in 2026, the present of the DCU, and then 2016, where I think most of these trailer shots come from actually. Anyway, working back from there, assuming John is around the same age as Aaron Pierre, that being 31, and that this scene of young John is him at around 13 years old, we can say that it takes place in around 1998, working back from 2016, giving Hal a full 26 years as the Green Lantern in the present day. Someone lands on an alien planet. Whether it's Hal or John, I can't really say, but this planet looks to be covered in ice, so I don't think it's the Lantern's home base of Oa. Hal enters some structure, potentially a prison, as someone is trapped on the other side of the wall, behind a force field. I think that this person here is Sinestro, and due to whatever he is facing on Earth, Hal goes to Sinestro for some help. We also see Hal in his full Green Lantern suit as well, which, despite not being the brightest green, does definitely convey who they are meant to be. John jumps out of a plane, most likely being part of his origin in the military, potentially linking to the punching bag scene from earlier, and another scene we see later on. Guy Gardner visits John in prison, played by Nathan Fillion once again. He potentially tries to get him out, either that or torment him. Hal and John walk on another planet, looking like a shot straight out of Dune actually, with the barren wasteland and the bright yellow colours of this scene. These last few shots were all voiced over by various people, saying, "Are you afraid?" Coming back to what might be the core theme of this series, fear, and the ability to overcome it specifically. We see some jets flying overhead, and a woman and a child at a funeral. These are all linked to Hal's backstory, where his father died during a test flight for the Air Force. This same event ultimately pushes Hal towards the same career to connect with his late father, a decision which will eventually lead to his initiation into the Green Lantern Corps. Whether all of that gets adapted, we will have to see, but in the same Entertainment Weekly interview mentioned earlier, Chris Mundy alludes to certain aspects of Hal's origin with Abin Sur and his career as a pilot, so we will be getting some sort of origin mentioned in the series. The next segment of the trailer focuses on John. He first gets injected with something, not sure what it is. In my last breakdown I suggested it might be linked to Sinestro due to the yellow colour, but in this trailer I can see it's a bit more of an orange, so I don't really know if that holds. John does some incredible flips over some cars. Can't tell if he has the ring here or not. He seems to be running away from someone, so I'd assume he doesn't have the ring, otherwise he'd be fighting them. So without the ring, that flip is hella impressive. Another shot of John in the military shows him shooting at something, causing a massive shockwave. And then we'll get to a clip of him talking to another character, played by Laura Linney from Ozark. The character's name hasn't been confirmed yet, but she does seem to be pitting John and Hal against each other, so I'd assume it's some form of antagonistic role. John says that he is fearless and can be a better Lantern than Hal has ever been. This I think will be a core issue between the two of them early on, fighting over who deserves to wear the ring. Hal worried that he is going to be replaced, while John thinks Hal never deserved it in the first place. And that there is the trailer. Still can't tell what is going on too much, the core mystery remains appropriately mysterious. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought of this new trailer. Was it better than the first? And did it make you excited for the show? Anyway, that is all for today. If you want to keep up to date with another DC show, check out my breakdown for the trailer of My Adventures with Superman Season 3. And while you're on my channel, be sure to subscribe to keep up to date with Lantern's coverage. Anyway, until next time, this has been Chris, and I'll be seeing you.